Alright, so what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. So it's been a while since I've made a video discussing about unit that you should have or that I recommend you to get. And I've been thinking about it, but I think this is a really good time since they've released a lot of new godly such as Denji. Uh, they reworked Sukuna, same thing with Luffy just now as well. And I think this might be a really good time to basically create a new video or just a new list of character that you should get. Okay, now first of all, with this list, I will not be putting any godly because godly should be your priority of unit in the first place. Okay, you should get every single godly in the game. That should be your priority number one. Like that is the number one reason why you play Anime Last Stand is to get every single godly. Even though a godly can be bad, but the thing about godly in Anime Last Stand is that they will always get buff. Okay, because the godly in Anime Last Stand will always be the strongest unit in the game. They're supposed to be one. They may not be the strongest unit at a certain point in time, but they will always buff godly unit because they're meant to be the strongest. That's why. And recently, Luffy just got buff as well, making him insanely strong. Look at that, 700 million damage, 3-second SPA, and with insane passive as well. Before I continue with the video, I would like to remind that only 1.1% of the viewer that are currently watching the video are subscribed. So if you want to support the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot. And yeah, back to the video. So that is the number one thing that I want to point out. The second thing is I will not really be putting any tradable character in here. So for example, a water unit that is really strong, such as what's his name again? Beast Gohan, probably one of the best water unit currently in the game, is only accessible through trading. Like if you don't have him, you can't really get him. You can't grind for him. You need to get him through trading, sadly. So I will be not putting any character that are limited time. So yeah. So let's actually move into the list, and I have the web of wiki on the left side just to show you guys where you get the character and all. So the most important character in the game, well obviously, is going to be the 2 farm. Is going to be Idol, which is right here. Idol Evolve more specifically, which you can get easily by evolving Idol that you can get from Banner. Now, the second unit is Bulma as well. Now for Bulma, she is kind of a new unit recently. And how do you get Bulma? Well, you actually get her from Banner 3. So that's kind of a good thing. And she also doesn't have any evolution. Now I'll show you the potential that you can have with Bulma and Idol, since I have both of them glitch. And this Idol maxed out with this soul right here, almost 94k with glitch. And also for skill tree, the support skill tree as always. And then for Bulma, at maxed out, she's actually making more money. Okay, base Bulma without the Soul of Prosperous with glitch, same skill tree as well. So that is the 2 unit that you should have, like if you're playing the game. Okay, I would say Robin is still a really good farm, but the thing about Robin is that she's tradable, and also Bulma kind of replaces her already. So yeah, so that's why Robin price has been slowly going down in the trading community for Animal Last Stand. Now, the next character that I really recommend to get is one of the new units from the recent update, which is Makima. Now, how do you actually get Makima? Well, Makima is a Banner 3 unit that you get. She's an ultimate, and then you can evolve her by doing some of the survival stuff, I think, for Devil Contract and Division Gun. And lastly, you get the Instant Halo from the Dungeon Shop, if I'm correct. Let me check. Yep, there it is. This is how you evolve Makima. Now for Makima, I really recommend her because she is a really good infinite unit. She has so many utilities. She can slow enemy down, she can give them fear, she has a nuke, she has a bleed that buff other unit as well. So overall, Makima is one of the best unit for infinite mode because she basically multiple unit combined in one. So you only have to bring her instead of multiple unit that basically do kind of the same thing that Makima does. Now, the next is going to be Benimaru. Now, Benimaru is here in my previous video, but now he's back, but he's evolved version as well. Benimaru is currently, in my opinion, okay, the best fire starting unit in the game. And you get Benimaru the same way you get Makima, which is from Banner 3. And then you can evolve him by getting the Sun Wheel from the dungeon shop, more specifically the Infernal Dungeon right here. Now, this dungeon might be a little bit hard, but trust me, Benimaru is so worth it. He's so good. His damage is one of the best in the entire game, and then for his Magma Essence, you get that from Legend stage. Another thing is, Benimaru is also a heal unit, so yeah, that's something kind of interesting. Now, the next unit is going to be Itadori. Now, for Itadori, he's going to be similar to Benimaru in a sense that he is a starting unit. You place him down in early wave. But the difference is that Itadori is really usable in Infinite mode, because Itadori has a really special passive that not a lot of units kind of have now, which is that he can deal percentage base damage now with his Black Spark, no, the Soul Punch, there you go, the Soul Punch. So he's not only a good starting unit as a fire unit, but he's also a pretty decent infinite unit because he deals percentage base HP. Now, the only downside and the only reason I put Benimaru above Itadori is that Benimaru is ground when you place him down, and he only get to hybrid on upgrade 3. So that's why. If Itadori is a hybrid unit on placement, he replaces Benimaru easily. So, alright, let's move on into the next character. Now, for the next one is going to be a quite new character, which is Goku and Vegeta. Now, to what a lot of people say, Goku and Vegeta is actually kind of easy to get. They're so easy to get. Compared to the other Abyssal Trial unit, this unit is the easiest to get because the basic of the unit, or like the quest, is just revolve around the new raid, which is the Frozen Planet, and that's it. Now, the reason I put Goku and Vegeta in here is that, let me actually pull him up because I actually have them with Glitch and Glorious as always. Okay, the reason I put Goku and Vegeta in here is because they are a really good unit, like they're the best unit in the game actually currently, since he's one of the newest one. And also another thing is he has 2 mode, which is, this is the first one, and the second one is when they transform into Gogeta Blue. So yeah, now on placement they might not seem really that interesting because the damage is less than a million, like so much below. But if you really read their passive, plus 50% base crit damage and 100% plus base crit damage. So yeah, every attack he will deal 1.5 times of his current damage. So he's a really good water starting unit. He might not be the best, but I would recommend getting him more than the second unit that I'm about to discuss. And also with Goku and Vegeta Blue, once you actually transform them into Gogeta, he's an infinite must-have unit. So yeah, the next unit that before that, let me actually discuss how do you get him. Where to get Vegeta and Goku Blue is actually through the Abyssal Trial, which is right here. And I already told you guys earlier, for the Abyssal Trial is very easy. You just do the raids and you just gotta like, I think like Easy A boost 2 unit and that's it. So yeah, that's why I really recommend Goku and Vegeta. Now the next unit is going to be another water unit, but more specifically a water starting unit, which is Noel. Now you can see Noel right here to the left. The only reason I'm putting Noel up here is because she is a good starting unit and she has basically a spammable nuke, okay? And how do you get Noel? Well, you get Noel, she's a mythic from Banner 3 as well, and then you can evolve her using the Water Spirit Wing that you get from, I think you craft that, if I'm correct. You craft the Water Spirit Wing through crafting, and you get the material from the Grimoire, which is from the Black Clover portal. Now, this is, and then afterwards you need to Easy A boost the Noel using Divine Boost, if I'm correct. It's actually Infernal, never mind. Yeah, there you go, Noel boost, Infernal. And the only reason I'm putting Noel in here is because she is a really good starter for water as well. Same thing with Goku and Vegeta Blue, but the difference is that she's not really that usable for infinite. Now her damage might seem something, and she's not that expensive to max out. So she's more of a progressive unit. You use her in raid, survival, or game mode that doesn't really span out that long. And also she has a spammable nuke. And another reason I recommend getting Noel is that if you do tournament, If you do tournament, Noel is kind of a really good unit because her she gains access to her nuke quite quickly and she doesn't cost a lot as well. Now, let's move on to the next character, and as you can see, I have a lot of characters in here. The next character is going to be Quincy King. Now, for Quincy King, he's going to be similar to Noel and Vegeta and Goku in a way that he is going to be the water. Now, sadly, with water unit, they don't really have any strong water unit currently. For starter, okay. For Quincy King, I recommend getting him for tournament as well as infinite as well, because he deals a better fear, and also he has a really good passive where he will deal more damage the more HP the enemy have. So it's another scaling power unit. And then to get Quincy King, it's actually through banner again. And then you will need to evolve him using the Reatsu bone that you get from the the Soul Society invaded portal, and then you will craft that in the crafting station. And then after you get Quincy King evolved, you need to easy boost him again. Same thing with Noel, but it's a divine boost. There you go, Quincy King Awaken. And also he's a really good tournament unit as well. So I would recommend getting Vegito as well, but not as a starting unit, but actually as an infinite unit, because he has some really decent ability and he also deals a really good amount of damage. But the thing about Vegito is that I wouldn't really say that he is so good to where you kind of don't need him. You don't really need Vegito because there's Goku and Vegeta right here. Alright, so that's water element. We just discussed that. The next is... oh no, we already discussed fire as well. And the next element that we're going to discuss is going to be nature. Now, okay, power is actually here. Let's actually talk about power a little bit. The thing about power is that she's a really good fire unit, but she's not really replacing any of the previous fire unit. Because the thing about power is that she's kinda only good if you actually max her out. And you also need a really good trait on her, which is kinda different. Because her entire stick or her entire mechanic kinda revolve around her ability, where she will basically like kinda mini nuke enemies that has a bleed type of dot. So yeah, I will put her in the honorable mention for fire, the same way I put a Vegito as honorable mention for water. Okay. Now, next to nature unit, it's going to be Jono, as always, one of the best, and still is one of the best underrated unit. The downfall of Jono has to be studied, man. Jono used to be one of the best unit in the entire game, but they kind of nerfed him to the ground. He's still really good. He's just kind of like not that good anymore. Now, with Jono, you get him again from banner 3 as well, and then you actually need to make a divine cycle, which you can make through crafting, and then you farm time essence from legend stage, and then you also need to awaken him twice actually. So yeah, now I actually already have Jono right here with Glitch Avatar, Glitch Glorious as always. Now, Jono is still really good, he's just not as good as before, that's the only difference. The only reason I put Jono at number 1 for nature is because he's the easiest to get, because this next unit is going to be Jono, also known as the Wind Prince. Now for starting, the Wind Prince is actually better than Jono, I'm sorry, but Wind Prince has a better a better toolkit compared to Jono, because Wind Prince also does Wind Shear. And also another thing is, with Wind Prince, he's really cheap as well, even to max out, and he also deals insanely good damage with insanely fast attack speed as well. To get Wind Prince, he's also I think from banner as well, if I remember correctly. And then it's going to be similar to Noel in that you just farm the portal, but the difference is that you actually need to evolve him instead of boost him, which you need the Wind Spirit Necklace and the Magic Essence. So Wind Prince, I would really recommend getting him, because I actually use this guy almost everywhere except Infinite. So yeah, so I use him in almost every mode because he has a really good slow. Now for the last nature unit that I would recommend getting is the Immortal King himself. Immortal King is currently the best support type of time stop unit in the entire game, and you get him through the Abyssal Trial. Now he has one of the his one is kind of a annoying and a hard one, which is you kind of do need portal, which is kind of annoying. But trust me, he's insanely worth it. Immortal King does really good damage, and he also has insanely good what's it called kit as well along with him. He'll weaken, and then you'll lose it over time, but weaken on placement is really good. And also another thing about Immortal King is that he is a must-have for tournament. So if you're going to do tournament, you must have Immortal King. So yeah, and for honorable mention for nature unit is going to be Canrod King, Canrod Wizard King, which you can get him from Legend Stage if I believe, for the Clover new map. Let me actually check. Yep. Wait, no, actually. No, never mind. Yeah, there is Canrod. So that is how you get Canrod, and to evolve him, you need to do the raid for the Black Clover and buy his evolve item, which is it's this one, Imperial Sword. So Canrod is going to be the honorable mention. Now the reason I put Canrod up here for honorable mention is because he's insanely good. It's just that he's kind of like outdated a little bit. Like he do a really good damage. He's insanely good as well. The thing, but he's just kind of outdated a little bit. But he's still really good. And you kind of need a good unit on top of him, because he has an ability where he will stole like 2 passive, not stole, but like copy 2 attack effect. So you need to actually use unit that's good to make him even better. So yeah, that is going to be the honorable mention for nature. Now let's move on to the next element, which is going to be light. Now for light, the first unit that I recommend getting that is a must-have is going to be Gojo himself. But more specifically, Easy A boosted Gojo. Now Gojo is one of the most must-have units in the entire game. If you're actually just started playing and you're still in World 1, you must have Gojo. And as always, you get Gojo from banner either 1 and 2, and then you just need to do a couple of the challenges to get 6 eyes and then above them. And then once you do that, you need the Prison Realm from World 2, and then afterwards you will evolve him again into the strongest sorcerer unsealed. And then after you get that version of Gojo, you will need to Easy A boost him using the Infernal Boost, which is right here. Gojo is currently one of the best light unit in the game. Not only as, even though his price is quite a lot for starter unit, it's really worth it because he deals so much damage, and his SP is pretty good as well. And he's also one of the best time stopper in the entire game because he gained the time stop ability on upgrade 3 and full AoE as well. So yeah, that is going to be the first one for light unit. The second one is going to be the best starting unit for light, as always, is going to be Kirito Celestial King. Now I have him right here. Let me pull him up. There you go, Kirito Celestial King. He's, in my opinion, a little bit more of a downgrade compared to Gojo, in the sense that he's better for progressive, but he is not as good as Gojo when it comes to infinite. And the reason is that he is damage. That's all Kirito does. He just deal damage, that's it. And to get Kirito is probably one of the easiest characters to get in the entire game, okay? You basically just get the rare version of Kirito from banner, any banner. And then afterwards, you will need to farm his Evo item, which is a drop from Raid, which is right here, Flower Garden. The Celestial King Blade, you will need to get this, and then you will evolve Kirito. I think you need another item, which is from the crafting station. Let me check. It should be something right here. No, not that. This is it. Okay, the Frozen Rose Blade. You need this item, and also the Celestial King Blade, and then there you go. You got Kirito, the best starting light unit in the entire game. Now, another unit that I really recommend getting for light unit is going to be the Cursed Child Final, which is Yuta himself. Now, Yuta used to be tradable, but now but not anymore, since you can actually get him now from the legend stage for Jujutsu Kaisen. There you go, Yuta. I recommend getting him, and then to evolve him, you need to do the breach that spawn every 30 minutes, and you buy his evolve item from there. I'll show you what the evolve item called is going to be wedding beads. There you go. And then for special great object and monster part, you get those from the first, not first, but like the Shibuya legend stage. There you go. What's it called? Special great object, and lastly monster part. And then for the special curse essence, you get that from the Distort Shibuya legend stage Act 2. I recommend doing that as well. Now, the reason I put Yuta up there is because he has actually a duo unit. If you place down Yuta Evolution, which is Cursed Child Final, you will also get Rita at the same time. And Rita is one of the best support in the entire game because he deals Despair and also Better Fear at the same time on placement. So yeah, and also Yuta is kind of meta for Infinite a little bit because he's insanely good. Now for honorable mention for light unit is going to be Judge Sorcerer Execution, because he deals insanely good damage, but the problem is that is the only thing he does. He doesn't really have any other support. I mean, he actually does. And how do you get Judge Sorcerer? Well, you actually get him from Raid. There you go, Shibuya Center Raid. And then to evolve him, you just need to buy his evolution item, and you get the Executioner Sword. I actually have him right here. There you go. Now the reason I put him up here is because he deals insanely good damage. Now this might not seem impressive, but combined with his passive and ability, that is insanely good. And he is also one of the few characters that actually deal Extinguish, that is a non-godly. And Extinguish is basically like a mini passive that can instantly kill a unit. So yeah, he is insanely good, but I put him on honorable mention, that's why. I would recommend getting him if you already have the other 3 unit for light. Okay, so now let's move on into the next dark. It's going to be dark. Okay, now the first dark character that everyone must have is obviously going to be Asta himself. Wait, where's actually Asta? There you go, Asta. And how do you get Asta? Well, the same way that you get Kirito as well, similar. You get him from his rare version, and then you will buy the anti-magic sword, not buy, but like crafted, and then you will evolve him again using Devil Wing that you get from Portal. He has a lot of evolution, that's it. He has a lot of evolution, but trust me, once you actually get Asta King Sword, he is insanely good. Still one of the best in the entire game. Insane DPS, and also his Nook is insanely good as well. And also the Nook will also give him 2 extra dot permanently for the entire match. And he's also one of the few units that actually has an anti-magic, which will basically make it so that the enemy will take more physical damage. So that is the first unit, is going to be Asta. Asta should be your #1 priority for dark unit that is non-godly. The second one is going to be Meliodas. Now the reason I put Meliodas in here is because he's actually really easy to get. And to get Meliodas, you actually get him from Banner, as always, if I remember correctly. Wait, no, you actually get him from story mode. I was wrong. Let me actually go to story mode. There you go. You get Meliodas from story mode Act 6, and then to evolve him, you will need his dagger that you get from the previous stage. And then after you evolve him, you will have the Meliodas Demon Prince, and then for the next one, it's actually one of the most easiest evolution for a strong unit. You just need to beat some stage, that's it. There's 10 stages scattered around the entire game, and I have an example right here. So there you go, there's command 1, 2, 3, and it also tells you where to get them. And you don't even need any shard, you just need some dark essence, and that's it. You have Meliodas evolution. So yeah, so let's move into the last character for dark unit, is going to be Eizen. Now, the reason I put Aizen is here is he deal really good damage, but at the same time, he's also one of the best support in the entire game because of his passive. Now, for Aizen, how do you get Aizen? Well, you get Aizen actually from the raid. You do the what's the raid called again? It's Wonder Why. There you go, Wonder Why raid, and then you will get Aizen Final Orb, and then you also need the Crumbling Orb item. You need 3 of them, which you can get from doing the Soul King Palace, and then you will evolve Aizen into the Aizen Mugen. And then after you do that, you need to easy A boost him using the Infernal. No, actually Divine Boost. Yeah, Divine Boost. There you go. And then now you will have a boosted Aizen. Now I have him with the skin right here, but don't mind that. The reason why he's one of the best support in the entire game is he deal pressure, which is really nice, and also his ability make it so that the closer the enemies are to Aizen, the more damage he will deal to them, but at the same time, the more damage the enemy will take from every other unit. So it's similar to Gojo, but with Gojo it slows the enemy down, but with Aizen it will make the enemy take more damage. So yeah. And lastly, for Dark Unit Honorable Mention, it's going to be, let me actually take a look, because I actually haven't put this yet. Okay, so for Dark Unit, the last unit for Honorable Mention is going to be Sakura, and you get Sakura from the survival of Holy Invasion. There you go. And then you get her evolution item from the survival shop, which is the Witch Robe right here. Now, the only reason I say to get Sakura is because she's also a really good Dark Unit, but the difference is that she's kind of more of a damage, that's it. She doesn't really do anything else, but the damage is insanely good. So yeah. So that is all of the unit that you should get in NMLS 10. If you're playing the game, this type of unit should be your priority to get unit outside of the Godly, because like obviously Godly will be #1 priority, but besides that, all of this unit should be your other priority. Okay. So yeah, this is all for this video. I hope this video becomes very informative, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.